Welcome, foolish mortals, to the debut episode of the HitchHiking Hosts Show. We are your hosts, Wes Troop.
And I'm Emily Liston.
Alright, we're going to tell you a little bit about ourselves before you start watching our show. I live in Wyomissing, Pennsylvania. It's about an hour away from Philadelphia, for those who know. Mel has no idea where I live, but it's all good. It's all good. Let's see, what do I do? Oh, I'm the host of the A-List, of course. I'm sure you're familiar, who's not. It's my blog where I blog all about the world of entertainment every week. Have a show up normally every week. Well, now we have a new show here, so we'll see what happens. But, and I'm also, of course, a movie reviewer. What is it? Over 160 movies I've reviewed just this year. About almost 800 altogether. Every year I come out with a book, starting last year, of all my movie reviews of that year. So coming in January will be the 2013 A-List review movie book. So sign up now for that. It's definitely worth your money, I think, at least. I also do a little bit of paranormal investigating. Yeah, how about that? And some interesting stuff happens. So check out our website, spiritparanormal.net. Mel won't see that either, because she's afraid.
Yeah, I'm absolutely terrified, actually.
Yeah, but it's all good. And I'm also writing a superhero novel called The West Sider, which is me as a superhero back when I was like 16. So look for that as well, hopefully coming out in this summer. This next summer, summer 2014. Hopefully that'll be out. I'm obviously also a huge Disney Parks fan, a big Disney fan. That's why we're here. And I've been to the parks 6 times to Disney World and once to Disneyland, hoping to go back sometime next year to somewhere. I don't know where, but we'll see. And I've also started a big Disney book collection from my friend George Taylor got me into this. Of course, I don't have 800 some like him, but I'm getting there, at least almost to 100 now. I'm going to show you just a few that I've got in the mail the last few days for my collection. This is Mel's favorite book, the official Animal Kingdom souvenir guide that you get at the parks. And look, where dreams come true at the Animal Kingdom. You'll find out she's not a huge Animal Kingdom fan, but it's all good. And it shows pictures of the attractions and whatnot. There's we gotta get show Dinosaur. Oh, that's a tiger.
Oh, because I love Dinosaur.
Digging in Dinoland. There's Dinosaur for you. With the as you call it, the T-Rex, even though it's the Carnotaurus. And here's the guy in Finding Nemo that looks like Drew Carey. Also, another book I got recently is the Disney: The First 100 Years. And I would definitely, for anyone who has a Disney book collection or just any Disney fan, this is good to have in your book collection. It goes through, obviously, 100 years and more. This is the updated version. Ooh. And it goes through Walt Disney, a little bit bio of him and whatnot, and Oswald there, the Lucky Rabbit, Steamboat Willie, up into Snow White, of course, Pinocchio, and up into the new stuff. Oh, there's the Country Bear Jamboree. There's the Tiki Room.
All of my favorite things about Disney.
Yeah, all in one. And there's there's the Yeti from the Matterhorn, awesome. And it goes through all the movies, when anything opens. There's the Great Movie Ride, luckily without the cowboy. Body Wars, which isn't there anymore, unfortunately. And up into the new movies, there's Tower of Terror, there's Pocahontas, all that kind of good stuff. Tarzan, it goes up until 2001, I think, with California Adventure. So definitely check that out if you're a big Disney fan. And finally, a book I got is I got this for $3, by the way. I'll just do a quick page through. You can see it shows, obviously, the art of all the characters and how they made it. I like the how they actually had the actual real-life toys that showing what they were going to look like and whatnot. That was pretty cool. Anyway, and then, of course, here it is. An actual Lotso and Buzz Lightyear. Except they didn't talk and come to life, but, you know.
Yes, they did.
And yeah, and then of course it ends with the sad farewell, which almost made everyone cry, I'm sure. But yeah, definitely look into the Art of Toy Story 3 book if you're a Pixar fan. Well, that's a little bit about me. Why don't you tell everybody a little bit about yourself, Emily?
Hi, I'm Emily, and I live in England. I live about half an hour away from London, in a little town called Bishop Stortford, and it's basically Tudor buildings and market. It's like a market town. I've recently graduated and I studied animation and illustration. Most of my essays being about Disney, of course. Most of my work is children's illustration. I have a few websites. One of them is upcoming, where you can buy merchandise and mainly stationery. It's www.floatingturtle.co.uk. Or you can check out some of my blogs and updates on www.redbubble.com/people/Emily Liston4. So there's a lot of my work on there. You can check that out, buy some stickers or t-shirts and things. Obviously, I'm a massive Disney fan. I've been to Disneyland Paris once and Disney World in Florida 13 times. And I'm hoping to go back this year as well. I don't know if you can see behind me, but I have a collage of basically Disney photos. I'm just gonna... basically, this room is kind of like a Disney room because I'm absolutely obsessed with it, and it's all pictures like, if you can see the Pixar here and Space Mountain and certain things like that. So that's just a little bit about me, but I'm sure as we do these shows, you'll know a lot more things.
All right, well, we wanted to tell everyone just a little bit about what we're going to be doing on this show. Who knows, but it'll change from week to week. But we figured we'd give a little bit of an overview. First of all, obviously, we're going to talk all about Disney parks, and that will include all 4 of the ones in Florida. That will include Disneyland, California Adventure, one for Nell there in Paris. She loves that one. And even downtown Disney and stuff like that we'll talk about. And we're also going to talk a little bit about Universal Studios. As you can see, I'm thrilled about that. The Islands of Adventure Park, of course, and their long lines. SeaWorld, and some more. Whatever theme parks may pop up with big news. You never know. Maybe some Busch Gardens in there for you Busch Garden freaks out there. And we're going to give... some news about the parks, obviously. What's going on, what rides may be refurbished, what's going to be different when certain rides open, or restaurants, or anything. We'll basically be giving you the 411 on that.
And every week we're going to be showcasing certain attractions, different shows, different restaurants, what we like about it, certain facts about it, we don't like about it, if there are any new refurbishments coming, things like that, different things about each of those parts. Also, every few weeks we'll be hopefully featuring a certain guest, and they can tell us about their trip to Florida and things that they like and dislike, and we can have a general discussion on each of that.
Since it's our first episode, I figured our featured section this week would be about some of our Disney favorites, or theme park favorites, I guess, because I know, yeah. Mine will be Disney favorites, but someone else may not. We're going to start off with our favorite theme park. I'll kick it off. My favorite theme park, without a doubt, hands down, no contest, the Magic Kingdom. Because it's the first park I ever went to, Disney park at least, as a kid. I was 8 years old, went through the doors, or the gates, I guess, there's not really doors, saw the castle, I'm like, oh my god. I went through the gates and said, this is awesome, and then of course I ran right to Splash Mountain, which I'll get to in a minute. Obviously, the same 8-year-old Wes is just like the 26-year-old Wes you see in front of you right now. I just loved all the rides in the Magic Kingdom are basically my favorites, and we'll get to that in a minute, but the park is just beautiful. It's basically Walt's vision from what he did with Disneyland. It's a different version basically of Disneyland, and just my favorite. It's no way around it. That's it. All right, so Emily, what is your favorite park or parks?
Okay, my favorite is Magic Kingdom as well, mainly for the same reasons. It's just like a happy place, makes me feel like a kid again, which I know is a million miles off from you, Wes. So yeah, definitely Magic Kingdom, but my other favourite park is Islands of Adventure, because I just love that. Wes hates Islands of Adventure, because I love obviously Harry Potter world. Being from England, I think I'm naturally supposed to Harry Potter. Also, the Marvel section is amazing, and Ripside Falls is also one of my favourite rides ever. So yeah, I do enjoy Islands of Adventure like as equally as Magic Kingdom, I'd say. They're completely opposite though, aren't they? One's like more of an adult park, one's very childish. So yeah, I enjoy them equally, but in very different ways.
So you enjoy the long lines in the lockers, basically, at Islands of Adventure.
I enjoy paying for a fast pass so I don't have to queue. So yeah.
Oh, la-di-da. Favorite resort? Mine, I've stayed at a couple, a few. First, I stayed at the Wilderness Lodge, that infamous 8-year-old trip, and I love the Wilderness Lodge. I got to go back there this past trip last year and got to see my old stomping grounds. So that was pretty neat. We ate at the Whispering Canyon Cafe. We'll talk about that later in another episode or something. I stayed at the All-Star Movies twice. It's a resort hotel, so value. So it is what it is. You get what you pay for. It's nice though. I mean, you're barely in the hotel room anyway, so who cares? Only to shower and sleep. I stayed at the Coronado Springs Resort the last 2 trips, and that's really nice too. So probably I'd say Wilderness Lodge for ones I've stayed at. My dream hotel though to stay at is the Polynesian. Since I was 8 years old, I've always loved the Polynesian Hotel, and we pass on the monorail stuff. It just looks so cool. I just really want to stay there once at least.
I've never stayed in a Disney hotel, but I've had character breakfasts and character lunches in the Polynesian, and also the Grand Floridian. But if I was to choose to stay in one, I think I'd definitely choose Art of Animation, because obviously being an animator myself and loving Little Mermaid, I would definitely stay in the Little Mermaid section. Okay, now we're going to talk about our favourite attractions. I have a few, obviously. In Magic Kingdom, Mickey's PhilharMagic is probably my ultimate favourite, closely followed by Space Mountain. And if we're moving away from Magic Kingdom, I'm going to say in Islands of Adventure, Ripside Falls, which I mentioned earlier, and also the Spider-Man ride. And I guess just maybe, I don't know. And also, finally, probably Tower of Terror. Even though when I went on it when I was a child, my cousin told me simulator like in SeaWorld with the Antarctic ride. So when the ride began, and it dropped, I thought the ride was broken, and it made me terrified of lifts and elevators ever since, and only in the last couple of years I've been able to get back on them. So my favourite ride, so I'm okay with it now, but I didn't go on it for years, so yeah, now it's one of my favourite rides.
With me, obviously, I've mentioned it before, Splash Mountain is my favourite all time, because it's the first ride I ever went on in a Disney park. And I remember watching the old planning VHSs. There you go. There's something we haven't talked about in a while. And I remember putting it in, and that's the first time I ever really got to see anything at a Disney park, is from those planning videos. And I remember seeing Splash Mountain. I said, I want to go on that. I want to go on that first. And that I did. So, and then I was like, oh my god, that scared the crap out of me. But it's awesome. That's one of my favorites. Tower of Terror is my second favorite, I would say. Love the drop. I always love sitting next to people screaming and crying, and while I'm laughing in their face. There was actually someone from England who I sat next to the last time I was on it and was screaming, and then I was going, one more time, and she's going, no! It might have been you. I don't know. But that would be really weird. But I love that. The queue in Tower of Terror, by the way, is just awesome. When you have to wait in line in the lobby and stuff, and it's cool. It's cool. Pirates of the Caribbean is one of my favorites. I think I was on it 6 or 7 times my last vacation. It just sort of ended up that way. I don't know how or why, but it did. Yeah. So you know what I had stuck in my head the whole time. Haunted Mansion, obviously, we're the hitchhiking hosts. I have to mention that.
Oh yeah, I completely forgot to mention that. Yeah, obviously.
Obs. Just the detail and everything in that, and it's just awesome. You gotta go on Haunted Mansion if you go in Disney. You can't not. Expedition Everest, I'm a big fan of. I like the Safari, and I'm gonna mention Mel's favorites, the Country Bear Jamboree and the Tiki Room as 2 of my favorites as well, because childhood, people, childhood.
So we're going to talk about our favourite restaurants. Mine is obviously going to be the new Be Our Guest restaurant in the new Fantasyland. Yeah, so when you walk in, you see the ballroom, where it's the replica of the film, obviously. If you haven't been, definitely go, even if you just want to buy a drink there, so you get to see all of the restaurant. It's exactly like the film. It's absolutely amazing, so that would definitely be my favourite.
Mine, we're going to go to Epcot for this. Yes. Best restaurant, in my opinion, not only in Disney World, in Florida, in the world, ladies and gentlemen, is Le Stellier in Canada. It is my favorite restaurant in the world. Let's just put that out there right now. The best meal I've ever had, I'm going to say, other than, of course, my mom's cooking. Hi, Mom. Le Stellier. It's 2 dining credits, but it's worth your 2 dining credits. I ate at the Rainforest Cafe and paid for it one night. I didn't care to get in Le Cellier. As long as they don't go up to 3, we're all good. I tried the. Everyone says you have to try the soup. It's some sort of cheddar cheese soup that they have there. That wasn't included in the dining plan, but I tried it anyway. It was $9 for a bowl of soup, and worth every penny. Let me just say that. It was the best soup I ever had. And then, of course, you get your meal. It was, what did I get? The New York strip, I think. It would have been $40. So they're a little pricey for a meal there, but it was free for me because it was the dining plan. And that was really good. You got potatoes and something else with it. And then, of course, you get dessert. I had creme brulee. I remember it like it was yesterday. But I wish it was, because that's, like I said, one of the best meals I've ever had in my life. And I've eaten there twice, so it's awesome. And we're also going to talk about Disney films, of course, while we're here on the show. I forgot to mention that in the overview. Oops. So favorite Disney movie. Mine, well, to get technical, you could go with this a few ways. My favorite animated Disney movie is going to be The Lion King. Loved it since I was young. I saw it in the theater a couple times. I know that's going to show my age. Older Disney movies, Peter Pan, I'd say would be my favorite, because you know my GF Tink is in it, of course. Newer films, I'm going to say I love Wreck-It Ralph. Saw that last year, and if you own my movie review yearbook, you'll know I ranked that as the number 3 movie of the year last year. So Frozen has to come up to that and see if it can beat number 3. We'll see. But yeah, I'm a big Wreck-It Ralph fan. I'm excited for Frozen. I've heard if you're a fan of the 90s Disney, that you're going to be in for a real treat. So if you like Lion King, Aladdin, Little Mermaid, Beauty and the Beast, you're supposedly going to love Frozen. So we shall see. And if you want to get technical, we can say The Avengers is a Disney movie too, because they own Marvel now. So definitely The Avengers if we're talking live action. So what are some of your favorite Disney movies?
My favourite Disney movies are definitely Little Mermaid. I used to have a Little Mermaid themed room when I was a kid. And Beauty and the Beast, obviously, is one of my all-time favourite movies. One of my recent favourite films is definitely Tangled. I absolutely love it. I'm obsessed with it. As Wes probably knows, I listen to the soundtrack 3 or 4 times a day. My favourite cup. So yeah, definitely one of the best films that I've ever seen. Yeah. Some of my nice face there. Monster City University is also one of my favourites. I think it's way better than the first one. A lot funnier. I don't know, a lot more depth into the characters. I just really enjoyed it. Also, like Wes mentioned, the Marvel films. Thor, I suppose, is my favourite of the Marvel films. And yeah, apart from the female character, I wish she wasn't in it. Obviously Thor, because, you know, it's Thor. And Iron Man, I'd say Iron Man 1 is probably my favourite Marvel, which is obviously owned by Disney. The Pixar films, definitely Toy Story 1, 2 and 3 would be my favourites. Wes, do you have any favourite Pixar films?
Yeah, Toy Story. Of all the Pixar movies, Monsters U, I really liked. I liked the first Monsters Inc., Finding Nemo, Bug's Life. Yeah, but I saw this first Toy Story when I was a kid once again, the year after The Lion King, go figure. And I even remember seeing the previews for it, and I'm like, wow, that looks really cool. I think I saw it like 4 times in theaters, and then I couldn't wait for it to come to VHS. Finally, for our favorites, favorite character. My favorite character is actually Donald Duck. Since I was a little kid again, for some reason, I always liked Donald Duck for some reason. I don't know why, but and I like Pluto a lot too. Even though Pluto doesn't even talk, but I've always liked Pluto and Donald Duck, and I always like meeting the 2 of them. It's always fun. And speaking of meeting, my favorite character, of course, to meet is Tinkerbell. For other reasons, the girl that plays Tinkerbell is always cute. Let's just put that out there. Definitely Tinkerbell is my favorite to meet. Who are some of your favorite characters?
Obviously Rapunzel from Tangled. I would love to meet her, but I've never met her. So Mike Wazowski, I would definitely love to meet him. He would probably be my height. So I could easily get a picture with him.
You'd have to bend down.
No, yeah, exactly. I'd just be right next to me, like a big eye. Although I don't like eyes, so it'd be kind of creepy at the same time. So, so now we're going to talk a little bit about the news in Disney. So the holidays have come to the Disney parks this week. With Mickey's Very Merry Christmas Party at the Magic Kingdom. And also, my favourite thing is the decorations, the Osborne Family Spectacle of Lights. If you've never been, you should definitely go. It's from the 8th of November to the 5th of January, I think. It's just amazing. It's literally lights everywhere. Really magical feeling. It's just really great. You should definitely check it out.
And with the Osborne Family spectacle and the other Christmas things at Disney, it's now included with the Glow to the Show. If you haven't heard about that, that's where you have the mouse ears, and they glow with the show. They light up when the lights are going off. They do it with Phantasmic and all that kind of stuff, so it should be pretty cool to see how that goes with the Glow with the Show. I think they were like $25, I think, or $20, something like that, to get them. So they're a little bit pricey, but if you want to glow with the show, I guess it's worth the price.
I think it's amazing. I think that'd be awesome.
And also, new this year, brand spanking new for Disney, they are redecorating the Jungle Cruise and turning it into the Jingle Cruise. Oh, someone's smart. Yes, and we will be covering that in full soon. Hoping to get some pictures and whatnot, and we'll give you a recap of the Jingle Cruise. Now, some news in the Disneyland park. Thor has arrived in Disneyland for Anaheim. A new meet and greet called the Treasures of Asgard has opened at Disneyland. It's running through right now through the holiday season, so probably January 5th. Like, everything just ends January 5th. It looks really cool. I've seen inside the Treasures of Asgard, and Thor looks pretty awesome. He looks pretty much like Chris Hemsworth, although he looks a little short. Some of, like, the women are taller than him. I'm like, that might be a problem.
Not for me.
for those who know what I'm saying, so in some of the pictures, he looked like he was poo height. The meet and greet itself just looks awesome, and by the way, for those who haven't seen Thor 2 yet, it's awesome too. And check out my review on my YouTube channel.
I hate you! I hate that you've seen it before me! Right.
As you can tell, one of us saw Thor, one of us did not. And also in Disneyland, the traditional Hall and The Hillbillies show, which I've never heard of until now. Because I've only been to Disneyland once and everything was closed, so what does it matter? The show will be retired at Disneyland after over 20 years of seasonal performances. Wow, that's a lot. So if you're a fan of Hall and The Hillbillies, whatever fiddles they may play or whatnot, be sure to check them out this season, because you won't probably ever get to again. But yeah, if you're a fan of Hall, check it out.
So some more news is that Splitsville, which is the bowling alley in downtown Disney, has changed their menu. They've added 16 gluten-free dishes. So if you go down there, it's just a little symbol that says GF. It's incorporated into the menu. It's not in a separate section, although they do have a healthier option section, and then they've got the gluten-free in there, because a lot of families now prefer gluten-free dishes. So if you're in downtown Disney, you should go into Splitsville and check out their new dishes.
Don't believe me? Ask the dishes!
Also, very exciting is the new release of Maleficent film trailer is out today. If you haven't already watched it, have a look. It's a little teaser of what's going to come in the film. The Maleficent film it basically stars Angelina Jolie as Maleficent. It's basically Sleeping Beauty, but an adaptation from the point of view of Maleficent and how she became evil and why she cursed Aurora. So it's pretty much like, if you've seen the theatre production of Wicked, it's pretty much the same as that in terms of the evil character. It shows how and why they became like that. So it's kind of on her side. So that'll be a good adaptation of the Sleeping Beauty film. So yeah, the trailer's out now. If you just search for it. It looks very cool. It looks really dark, but it looks like it's going to be a good film.
Yeah, we watched the trailer together actually, and we had a couple questions, but overall I think it looks really cool. We were wondering why exactly Maleficent isn't green, but I'm sure that will be, maybe they didn't want it to look cheesy or whatever, but I mean, she's sort of known for that, I would think. I mean, yeah. Kind of like her thing. And also, you were wondering why Aurora is British.
Yeah, why does she have a posh southern British accent?
Other than trying to be like you, I guess.
Yeah.
Well, the HitchHiking hosts are doing it, so why not?
Yeah, no, you know, it's all about me. But yeah, basically, yeah, why does she have... Because we researched it, and it's set in France, isn't it?
Yes.
So either way...
Story. Maybe this new story takes place there or something, I don't know. Anyway.
It is filmed in England. It's filmed in England, actually.
I think it looks good, and it opens May 30th, 2014, so we don't have too much longer to wait for that. And finally, a little bit of history here for you history buffs out there, Disney at least. This week, back in 1990, Disney's Yacht and Beach Club resort opened. I've been eating dinner at the Cape May Cafe 3 times. I recommend it. A big seafood buffet. If you enjoy seafood, then yeah, obviously. But they do have some other stuff like prime rib and whatnot. It's worth the price. And the hotel is really nice too. That's in the Beach Club, the Cape May Cafe. The Yachtsman Steakhouse is a little more, yeah. It's a very nice hotel. I would recommend staying there. It's right near Epcot. You can take the boat over and stuff, so it's cool. Well, that's our first episode. I hope you all enjoyed. In the upcoming weeks, we're going to be talking about Avatar Land. I know that's a touchy subject out there with a lot of people. The Jingle Cruise will cover more, and some other new stuff. And of course, we'll have some featured rides, and also Emily's going to tell us about her last vacation coming in sometime in the next few shows. I also wanted to say our show is going to be for mostly the casual Disney fan, those who are just getting into their geekiness, if you will. So we're not going to be too history heavy. I know a lot of shows out there some of my friends, in fact, are history heavy, and I love it. But, yeah, we'll be more dedicated towards the casual fan, and more about the current rides and whatnot. You want to tell everybody where they can find you online?
Yeah, you can find me on Twitter at EL5AME, or check out some of my merchandise at www.floatingturtle.co.uk or redbubble.com/people/EmilyListon4.
And of course, you can subscribe for all my latest videos on YouTube, youtube.com/westsida515. You can like my Facebook page, facebook.com/westtruebaylist. And you can follow me on the Twitter at Wes A-List. And while you're on Twitter following me, and Emily, of course, you can follow our brand new Twitter page. It's at Hitch Hosts Show. So definitely check that out. Give us a follow. We'll follow you back because we're cool like that, right?
Yeah, we're going to be adding pictures and facts about Disney. Definitely something to look out for.
If you have any questions for us or about the park or anything, so feel free to tweet them. Maybe we'll even put them on the show. How about that? And we're going to create a Facebook page soon, too. So we'll give you the details on that probably next show. So just look out for that. All right, guys. Thanks for joining us for the first episode. And don't forget to...
Hurry back
back for the next episode.
See you next week.